Hello, and today we are going to go through AI. We are going to explore the varying tools of AI on the market when it comes to AI search like ChatGPT, Claude, and Perplexity, Gemini, etc. I saw something on LinkedIn, so we're going to head on over to LinkedIn just now. I'll share my screen with you. Asking, why are we not asking ourselves, how can we best use these tools in business and life instead of trying to figure out what is the best tool? Okay, because not everything is a competition, but more competence. If you've ever heard of competence, it is the capability to get stuff done. And comprehension is the ability to understand how best to apply context into taking action. I'm Annie Lewis, and I'm going to share my screen with you now so that we could go through together some more on AI. As you can see, if you want to follow me on LinkedIn, you can see that my profile is Annie Lewis. I'm an author, AI wellness product strategist, executive health coach, weight management and public health consultant, proprietary digital health partnerships, brand, author, and life science entrepreneur. Okay, I spend a lot of time in LinkedIn because I love reading these articles. So because I love reading so much, I love my channel to read to you and to discuss topics that might otherwise confuse you or leave you in the dust if you don't have someone explaining these terms to you in real time in 2026. So what we're going to do is I'm going to open up here and we're going to go straight over here to start here. Okay, so I saw Shayla Mohammed here. She is chatting about growth for AI for leaders. And this is what she's saying. Most people are choosing AI tools the wrong way, and I agree with this. So the better question is when to use each one. So instead of debating Gemini versus Claude versus ChatGPT, you really want to know what are the tools, when to use them, and how they perform given the task at hand. Okay? So let's explore that a little bit more. Claude, Gemini, and ChatGPT. When I did research, and I have a few links to share with you up top. So I started with this one specifically because you can see in detail 13 topics, and we have long document analysis, core focus, writing style, summarization and reviews, context retention, what is popular among people or tasks, modalities supported, best use cases, response approach, data and file understanding, image generation, specialization, and content strength. So I started here, but then we can, start where I started, and then we'll explore the rest of the tools together. So when you summarize what is Claude doing and what is ChatGPT doing, Claude sounds like it's good for universities, research articles, it's good for researchers, legal, lawyers, compliance. It's good at like detailed explanations and academic and professional writing. ChatGPT is better for all-round AI assistant work. Like if you are a business owner, you're gonna love ChatGPT because it's like having an assistant with your assistant. And you get help with your daily work. So you get to focus on more versatility across tasks. You can switch between tasks more effectively because let's say you are running an organization, you have to look at your whole web of sectors. You have your marketing sector, sales, your strategy, finance, production, quality, uh, growth, whatnot. As a business owner, what your sections are. you need to have information on each topic. Great for marketing, content creation, and it's preferred by marketers and business owners. Claude is preferred by researchers and analysts. It's good for executive document reviews and summaries and analyzing very long documents. That's why I put it in the university category. Whereas ChatGPT is more like when you graduate and you're a business owner, you want to hold on to this specific skill set. And it uses more text, voice, images than other GPTs or AI tools, which is great if you have a few modalities of marketing in your organization. Everybody wants video content, in 2026. We love having auditory learning, and this supports way more than just reading. So Claude's kind of basic when it comes to its capabilities on that level, whereas ChatGPT is more diverse for the up and coming next generation who require a varying type of methods to learn strategically. It's more specialized for multi-purpose workflows. All right, so that is the summary of that. And then we look at Gemini. It's like, well, what is it? So Gemini is Google's advanced AI assistant, and it's powered by Gemini models. It's built to work across the Google apps and services. Claude is the Anthropic Gemini. Gemini is when you want to use Google Workspace, for example. A lot of people use Google Workspace like Google Sheets, Google Docs, Google, there's so many things on Google Workspace. So that's where Gemini is operating. Claude is Anthropic's AI assistant built for safety, accuracy, and reliability. So it excels in reasoning, coding, legal work, and long-form writing. ChatGPT is the OpenAI's all-round assistant. It's great for writing, coding, images, analysis, and more. And what I like about ChatGPT 2 is the more goes further into detail with videos and images for people like me who work with a lot of videos and images. I'm putting my video all over the screen to see. This is a new type of style that I'm working with this, so I'm kind of just figuring that out together with you as I go along. I don't know where I like it. Maybe here, maybe here. Okay, and when do you want to use it? So Gemini, when you already work in Google Workspace rather than your Google Docs and whatnot, you can do real-time information from Google search when you need text, images, audio, and video in one place. Claude, when you want to do complex, high stakes, or research heavy tasks, handling long documents, I can see this in a law firm. Like, you've seen those movies only from like watching movies. Like in a lawyer's office, you get documents and documents and documents. You have to like use something to help you quicken the time of how much time it takes to really go into a case and extract relevant information. So I could see that being relevant there when accuracy, nuance, and safety matter. ChatGPT, everyday tasks. You can ask ChatGPT most questions, organizing things, strategy, drafting, editing. When you need new tools, GPT or custom workflows, it's really good for brainstorming, content, quick solutions, problem solving. Like if you're stuck on problems in 2026, then you need to get an upgrade because nobody should be stuck on problems for longer than a week, given these tools at hand. Like in any group that you have, if there are direct issues, we can use these tools to basically say, look, these are the problems, give me some solutions, take action, create a plan, create a process. there really shouldn't be any excuse for lingering problems in 2026. Use cases for Gemini: summarizing emails, documents, creating charts, analyzing data, research, building presentations, design concepts with multimodal capabilities. Use cases for Claude: analyzing contracts and flag risks, writing detailed reports and essays, turning dense research into clear insights, review and debugging code. ChatGPT is drafting content, blogs, editing scripts, creating videos, images, summarizing web pages, PDFs, building custom GPTs for specific tasks, automating outreach and reports. The pros of Gemini include deep Google ecosystem integration, strong multimodal understanding. It's great for team collaboration, regular updates and improvements. The cons are that its best features sit behind higher plans. Responses can still be inconsistent and less plugin flexibility than some of the alternatives. When it comes to Claude handles long documents with ease, strong at reasoning and analysis, high accuracy for technical content, thoughtful and safe responses. The cons are no native image or audio generation, less creative in tone, slightly slower for quick ideation. ChatGPT. Pros: fast, versatile, easy to use, large ecosystem of tools and GPTs, great for creative and technical tasks, built-in browsing and memory. Cons: information can still be outdated, so you might have to double check on your research. You have to double check on most of your information gathered by any of these GPTs. And also, privacy is one of those things that matter, because you need to make sure with any paid subscription that anything you search, you want it to be private. You don't want people to be able to search your searches. So you want to make sure that with the subscription models of all GPTs that there's a level of security and protection for searches, especially for a paid service. And when it comes to, yeah, so it can sound like the information is right, but you have to double check everything and get the right research. Human review is still wise for important work. So it's a tool that you want to have at your side, but you're going to have an education to really decipher this information, pull it apart, and give your professional response alongside with the GPT. Okay, so you can use a lot of this information to apply into your business for tools to analyze data, organize information. And then with that support or assistant, you can then take that information faster to your team for discussion. Because people are wondering, well, am I going to get replaced by these bots? And the reality is, you can upgrade your education in AI. There are many courses on LinkedIn now, and you can get your own exams that you can pass and learn machine learning and whatnot. And you can understand how to use these tools best. And so these are more the where the leaders in AI are headed, because we are all aligned with, yeah, ask the right question and stop asking the wrong question. So the better questions are always, what model is best for this specific task? So you can decide as an organization if you want to learn all the tools, you want to make sure that you delegate specific employees to learn different tools depending on the tasks. These are all recommendations that you could take. And that's just the way that AI is evolving as a landscape. And different models are built for different strengths. And just as a repetition before we close off, bringing this all home, ChatGPT is great for creativity, writing, brainstorming. Gemini works seamlessly across Google products and workflows. Claude excels at deep reasoning and analysis, handling long documents. Perplexity is designed for research and source-backed answers. Grok, I haven't done too much investigation into it, so this is helpful to see this sort of read on LinkedIn as well and explore it together. Grok shines when it comes to real-time information and trending topics. So there's no single model that wins at everything, but that's why debates about which AI is best often miss the bigger picture. And it's important when you are building systems that you study, like let's say you're in university and you have 4 modules. So you might have, like, I'll use my degree as an example. When I was at Oxford Brookes, we had life sciences, we had chemistry, biochemistry, biology, exercise physiology. And I believe that the future of AI studying in university, if this doesn't already exist, would be that you can take each one as a module and then understand how best to apply to a given sector. That's how I would describe relevance on that. And then you can see like what combinations work well together. For example, in any degree, if you go to study business, you'll have to pair economics with accounts, with business. You in health, you have to pay certain things. As a doctor, you have to pay certain things. So it's similar like that, is my understanding, at least. And what we have here is a beautiful image that we can blow up to investigate further because why not? ChatGPT again, creative content, coding, problem solving. Gemini, Google Workspace integration, real world information. Claude, deep analysis, lengthy, technical, sensitive documents. Grok, real-time social media insights and trending conversations. Perplexity, research with, what is this? It looks like solid sources maybe, and fact-checked answers. Okay, so use cases. We didn't really dive too much into Grok and Perplexity, so maybe we could spend some time there. Monitor breaking. Well, the text is a bit muffled there, so looks like Perplexity has research going there. We got their strengths and their weaknesses. Is it from the Zoom? Okay. So Lucas Storm, if you want to check more of his work out, that was interesting to review. And I think that I repost a lot of this stuff. If you ever want to look for me on LinkedIn, you'll see that I'm enjoying these types of content and threads. And further, we can connect there. So remember to like, share, and subscribe. And that is the update on the AI tools of 2026, what businesses are using. I would love to know, what tools are you using? What do you use your tools for? What sort of content are you feeding your ChatGPT or your Claude or your Perplexity or your Gemini? What are you using it for? I love that conversation as a business owner, to learn from other business owners and content creators to see you know, what people are up to in this generation. And I mean, it's such an exciting time that we live in because we have access to these phenomenal tools that help everyone to be more productive if you take the time to really maximize learning and integrating. So I think it's all very exciting, and I would love to hear more about what you're building. Cool. So until next time, I'll see you in the next executive series episode. This chat has been all about AI and AI tools and diving into why you should consider asking better questions in 2026.